from having to win to choosing to win. Feel the difference in your body. I have to win with clenched jaws and fists. There's a fear underneath that. And losing becomes a verdict on your worth versus I choose to win. That's open-handed. Welcome to Unbound. Conversations about what happens when the version of you that made you successful is no longer enough. I'm Darley, and I work with high performers, athletes, executives, creators who are facing the question, who am I when I'm not that anymore? Because success doesn't prepare you for what comes next. Today's conversation is about discovering who you are beyond what you do. Here's a question most people never ask out loud. What does it mean when you lose? Not how do I bounce back? Not how do I win next time? But what does losing mean about who you are? I work with athletes and I keep meeting the same exact paradox. There's this need to win, sometimes at any cost. And it is a powerful identity, and it built everything they have. Then the career ends, or the body changes, or the score doesn't go their way. And guess what? That identity has nowhere to stand. So sit with the discomfort for just a second. And if you are someone who has to win, what happens the moment you can't? That's what these solo episodes are for. And every so often, I'm going to bring some deeper education into what's fueling the Unbound community and the Your Second Act 8-week intensive. Both experiences are invitations to expand how you see yourself, your thoughts, your identity, and to evolve it toward what actually matters to you. So I want to give you 3 things to hold, and then I'll come back to the athlete. Number 1, you are not your thoughts. You are literally hardwired for survival. And I know that most of you already know this, but what we don't know is when that survival switch flips on and what it takes to switch it off. So here's what it looks like. I'm in a meeting with my boss, and she starts giving me some feedback that frankly is pretty hard to hear. And so before she even finishes the sentence, guess what I'm doing? I am defending. I have armored up, and I'm building my case. So notice, nobody attacked me. She just gave me information, but my system read threat and took over. The armor came on seemingly by itself. You are not the armor. You are the one who can notice the armor going on. Okay, number 2. Now let's go one layer deeper. Just imagine for just a split second here. Imagine that nothing is actually happening outside of you. Everything you're experiencing is being perceived by you. Your senses, your history, and your conditioning. So the question stops being, how do I fix myself? Or how do I fix something that's happening out there? The question becomes, how do I choose to dance with what's here without needing to be right, and without deciding this is good or bad? I know it's a struggle. So here's an example. Say you are an athlete. The referee makes a call like they do, right? It's the wrong call and it costs you. Now, watch what happens. The call takes just half a second. The suffering can last a week. And the suffering isn't the call. It's in the story you tell yourself. It's in the story itself. I was robbed. It's not fair. This shouldn't have happened. I was so rehearsed. I'd practiced over and over. What happened? Nothing good. So the call is just a call. Everything after it, you built. And if you built it, you have a say, because there's freedom in that. If you built it, you have a say in it. You can't change the call, but you can change whether you spend a week at war with a fact that already happened. Let that settle. That's the dance, not controlling what occurs. Simply, not easily, but simply choosing how you meet it. All right, number 3. You'll love this one. You are already whole and complete, and you lack nothing. You don't lack anything for the fullest expression of this gift called your life. Now, some of you just tensed up. Good, because that one can sound a bit like a bumper sticker, eh? So let me tell you where I earned it in my own life, from my own life. I used to think dancing was my fullest self-expression, and when I choreographed, I was starving for feedback. Tell me what's working. Tell me if I'm on track. Tell me I'm touching hearts. And when the praise didn't come, I crumbled inside. Somewhere along the way, I saw it. And what I actually wanted wasn't the applause, although it felt great, but what I truly wanted was to be free, to simply create. See, dancing didn't make me whole at all. It gave me access to something I now call my divine center, my truest, my most authentic self. And the irony of all of this is that I found out that the dancing was never the point. The access was. See, that's the shift from meeting the outside to confirm you're enough to creating from enough, from being enough already. And yes, there's still suffering in that, but it's different. It's the good kind of suffering, the kind of suffering of putting yourself in the mix, chasing an excellence you'll likely never fully reach. It's all about the journey, not the destination. So let's go back to winning, shall we? Here's the move. Not from a person who has to win to a person who stops caring about the win, from having to win to choosing to win. Feel the difference in your body. I have to win with clenched jaws and fists. There's a fear underneath that. And losing becomes a verdict on your worth versus I choose to win. That's open-handed. It's the same drive, same fire, but losing is now just information. It's like feedback. It's not a life sentence. You still compete like everything depends on it. You're just no longer owned by the outcome. Same energy, completely different relationship to it. Okay, I know what some of you are thinking. This is philosophy. It's all made up. It's not verifiably true. And you're partly right. Some of it isn't provable, but not all of it. And whether this is your first time hearing this or your 100th time, here's what I'll promise you from my heart. Wherever you are in your journey, the Unbound Identity Lab or your second act, you'll be invited into something deeper than an idea. Because these programs aren't built on concepts. They're literally built on embodied practice, practicing in community. I'll give you exercises, some simple and some pretty challenging. And the exercise, though, is never the point. And you'll find that out soon enough. The point is noticing who you are being while you do it. That's the work. I'll see you inside. Sometimes growth means creating a completely new game plan for your life. So, if something in this conversation resonated with you, I invite you to open the Unbound Compass, a map designed to help you see where you are, what's shifting, and where you may be ready to expand next. Your old game plan got you here successfully, and the Unbound Compass helps you discover what comes next. It only takes about 5 minutes, and as always, thank you for joining us, and I hope to talk with you soon.